I'm Sue from Muttamorphosis Dog Training, and this is my new puppy, Guinness. He's a farm collie, a rescue from Ireland. I got him last Thursday, that's 3 days ago, and I'm really looking forward to starting to train another new dog. I haven't done it for a very long time with a puppy of my own, and we're going to make a start on all the basics and show you through some video blogs what I do with a puppy at this age and how we progress. So we're going to start with a basic sit. I use puppy's plain old kibble in here. It's a very low distraction environment, so high value treats aren't really necessary, and I like to be able to save them for higher distraction environments. So just puppy's kibble. If you put the food on the dog's nose and show him where you need him to be, he'll very quickly get the idea of a sit. So here we go. When he's finished having a little scratch. Lift your hand up over the dog's head. Good. And his bum should rock backwards into a sit. Food on the puppy's nose. Lift your hand up over his head. His bum rocks backwards. Good. Into a sit. That good word you hear me using is my marker word. That tells the puppy he's done the right thing. I could use a clicker, which I do use, but equally I use a marker word. Food on the dog's nose. Up over puppy's head, bum hits the ground. Good. So now we're going to do some without the food. I usually show puppy 3 or 4 times by getting him to follow my hand with the food in it, but it's very important to get the food out of your hand as soon as possible. So when you've done 3 or 4 with the food, let's get the food out of our hands and only give it afterwards as a reward. Hand up over puppy's head. He sits. Good. I was a little slow with my reward that time. I'll try and be a bit faster this time. Hand up over puppy's head. Good. He sits. I don't put the sit word in until the puppy is very fluent with the hand signal. Pop, 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 pop. Hand up over his head. Good. That's a very basic sit, from a bribe with food in your hand to a reward, and now he's offering me to sit without me asking anything. He's also offering me a down because he's a little bit tired. That's how you start a puppy off with a very basic sit training. There are 3 ways that I teach the down position to a young puppy. I always have food in my hand, and I use a clicker for this position. The first way is to get your dog to sit first, and then move your hand straight down between the dog's front legs. They should lie down as a result. I'll show you again. Into the sit position, hand straight down between the puppy's front legs, and they lie down. The second way is from a stand. If you use the food to drop the dog's head between his front legs, his bum should follow. Show you again. Use the food to drop the dog's head between his front legs, and the food will follow. And the last way is for really reluctant dogs. Anything that you can do, as long as it's not forceful, that gets the dog to assume the position you want and then reward him in that position is a good way to start. So if you make a bridge with your legs and guide puppy under that bridge, at some point he needs to lie down. You can feed him in that position. Good. And then let him come out. I'll show you one more time. Using your legs as a bridge, you lure the puppy through with the food and hold in the middle and let him have his food. Good boy! They're the 3 easiest ways to start a down, working up to getting the dog to offer the position. You can see that at no point have I actually said the word down yet. So once you've worked out which way gets your dog to lie down easiest, I usually do 3 or 4 helping the dog and then wait and see what happens. Most dogs, once they realise the position is worth their while, will offer the position, especially if you've showed them 3 or 4 times. And I'll just show you with Guinness. So this is the way I've chosen to do down. From a sit into the down. I get him up from the position by throwing the food as his reward, and I repeat it. Click says, that's what I wanted you to do, here's your reward. One more, showing him. Now I'm going to wait and see what he does. Good boy. Again, he made that decision himself because 3 downs got him a piece of food. He's going to offer the down. Get him up. Wait. Watch what happens. Good boy. Again, at no point am I putting the word in. I only add the word. Come on, handsome. Good boy. Good. I only add the word when the dog is fluently offering or responding to my cue. And that's how I start my downs with a young puppy. Good boy. I also teach my puppy the stand position. So that's a sit, down and a stand. And the way I teach it is with a piece of food. I lure the puppy into a stand and then reward him for taking up that position. Moving my hand out to the side, puppy stands up and he gets a treat. Puppy! Good boy. I'll just wait until he does something other than stand. So can I get him to sit or lie down instead? Using a treat. When he's finished licking the floor, I lure the puppy out to the side and then I click and treat. Now I'm going to change from a bribe, that's a food in my hand, to a hand signal. Hand signal. Good boy. And he gets the treat afterwards. Look, I'll try that one more time. Boop, boop. Ready? Hand signal. He needs to see it. There it is. Good boy. That's how I teach my stand position. Good boy. What a clever little man. What a clever boy. Well done. There's a good fella. I teach my sit, my down and my stand individually, and then I move on to transitions. That's from one position to another. This puppy has had me lure him, piece of food in my hand, for a few days now. So I'm getting to the stage where I can remove the food from my hand. But I'm just going to ask him to do one transition, a link of behaviours with food, and then we'll move to a hand signal. So here's the food. That's a sit. That's a down. That's a stand. Good boy. You can see there I asked for 3 positions and he only got 1 piece of food. Come on. Now I'm going to do it for a hand signal. That's a sit. That's a down. That's a stand. Good boy. He gets his food afterwards as a reward. He didn't get his food because it was in my hand. He got it afterwards as a reward. One more time. Sit. Down. Stand. I'm saying those words for your benefit, not his. He has no concept of what the words mean yet. I'm just going to do the transition one more time. No food in my hand. When he's finished eating, sit. Good boy. Into a down. Into a stand. That's a very good boy. Well done. So they're my 3 basic puppy positions taught individually and then added together.